This is my work truck.
Aaron Keith's work truck has become both a symbol of comfort and of pain. On one hand, it keeps him busy so grief doesn't consume him.
I mean, I'm a painter.
But it also reminds him every day of his older brother, the only one he had.
I had plans for my brother. He was wanting to work with me, and he was supposed to go with me the next day.
Instead, that day, September 12, 2019, he found out Eric died just 3 miles from home. A driver hit him while he was riding his bicycle down North Main Street in Cedartown.
He's my brother, man. And I wasn't ready for him to go.
Polk County Coroner Tony Brazier also wasn't ready for what he would learn about the crash.
We realized early on that this was going to be a problematic case.
Documents obtained by the reveal show the driver, Ralph Dover, did not stop after hitting Eric.
He kept driving with the hood and the passenger side of his windshield caved in. He drove almost a mile before coming to a stop here in this parking lot. But he didn't call police. He didn't call 911.
He called a friend who he'd been hanging out with that evening at the county fair. That friend is attorney and Georgia State Representative Trey Kelly. Here's an old picture of the two of them together on Dover's Facebook page.
The best case scenario, okay, let's say he told them, I think I hit a dog or a deer. Are you going to drive a mile away and call a lawyer? No.
Our investigation shows not only did Dover not call 911, Representative Kelly also did not call 911, despite telling police he saw a bicycle on the side of the road. While Eric laid in the ditch dying, the state representative called Cedartown Police Chief Jamie Newsom at home.
I don't understand that. I don't.
Chief Newsom found out on that call Dover might have hit a person, but the reveal has learned the police chief did not call for medical help either.
JT. Good. 21, please, sir.
He called his sergeant on the police radio to call him at home.
He tried to micromanage a 911 call. Not from your home. You can't do that.
Eric laid here alone in the ditch in excruciating pain for almost an hour.
Polk County 911 told us they could have been at the scene within 5 minutes.
But by this point in time, we've missed the golden hour.
When the sergeant eventually arrived, he found Eric's ball cap, then his red bicycle. And then the autopsy report says about 100 feet from the site of initial impact, in the ditch, the officer found Eric barely breathing.
Middle-aged white male, possibly struck by a vehicle, tightness of breath, unconscious.
This may turn out to be a fatality.
If Polk 911 had have gotten this call like it should have gotten, this boy might still be alive today. This mess here stinks to the high heavens. This reeks of the good old boy system.
It's just something out of a nightmare that you wouldn't believe that would happen, and that nobody would do nothing.
The Polk County coroner believes someone could have saved Eric. On the death certificate he wrote, Eric died by homicide in a hit-and-run crash. But months since the death, there hasn't been a single criminal charge filed in the case. Not for a hit-and-run, not for leaving the scene of an accident, not for any of it. Dover hasn't responded to our request for an interview, but we caught up with Chief Newsom.
It is an ongoing investigation, and I'm not at liberty to discuss any of the details.
So you are not able to explain why you didn't call medical services right after?
It's an ongoing investigation.
Representative Trey Kelly had the same response.
Why didn't you call 911 or ask your
Faith.
friend to call 911?
Again, I did alert law enforcement, and again, because
you called the police
I'm sorry,
chief at
Faith,
home.
I'm a potential witness in an ongoing investigation.
If protocols were broken, Brazier wants them brought to light.
I'm not going to allow this to go on my watch. I'll say whoever behind bars before I see this covered up.
A life cut short
He was very special to me.
and a grieving family left with no answers. Aaron wants to know who will be held accountable.
I just have one question: why? What was more important than my brother's life?